You niggas in trouble. 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 You niggas in trouble.
Penguins win 5-1 over the New York Rangers. The Penguins are entering a stretch here where they're playing the worst teams in their division, and they're getting points because of it. And I'm very excited for the outlook of this team. I've said before that I don't know if this team's necessarily Stanley Cup material, but if the way that they played tonight continues, this team will definitely make the playoffs and maybe even do something. I'm very happy about this game. Not only did the Penguins, win 5-1, it's ushering in, these next couple of weeks are going to be against teams that are not very good. And if the Penguins can continue to play like they did tonight, they're going to get a bunch of points because of it and make the playoffs. So let's go over the lines. Anthony Angelo goes in the fourth line for Lafferty. That's the only thing that changed. And DeSmith started. That's it. Of course, it was a back-to-back night, so that's why DeSmith gets the start. I thought he played pretty solid. I didn't think he was phenomenal by any chance. I just didn't think the Rangers were really good. And honestly, that's my main takeaway from this game. As much as the Penguins played a good game, I thought the Rangers sucked. Like, if I was a Rangers fan tonight, I'd be pretty upset by the way their team played. 3 goals in a minute and 1 second in the first period. Unacceptable if I were a Rangers fan. But I'm not. I'm a, fan of a good team. Today was Hockey Day in America. Whatever the hell that is. No offense. Like, I'm all for, like, what they're, doing with initiatives and things like that. I don't know. There's just too many for me to follow. But the one that I do really care about, and I want to point out real quick, is that it was Women's Hockey Day. I don't know what the official name was, but it was, trying to get more coverage for women's hockey. I'm a huge supporter of the sport of hockey, both men and women. And it's kind of very relevant because I go to Robert Morris, for those of you that don't know. Our women's hockey team won the CHA tournament and just this past weekend, and they're going to the NCAA tournament, and I'm very excited for them. I covered the team for RMU Century Media and Colonial Sports Network. So if you're interested in that, go check that out as well. I just wanted to point that out because I'm very happy about that team. As of this game, the main takeaway and the main player, and I'm already my first star of the night, Evgeny Malkin, man. He looked so good tonight. He didn't blow up the score sheet by any means, but he was solid. Not only him, but that second line. I'm just remembering McCann got hurt. But still, that second line, Kapanen, man, he had 3 points tonight. He had a goal and 2 assists. I've been proven wrong. If this continues, I will officially come out and say that I've been proven wrong. I don't think I said multiple times, I don't think Kasperi Kapanen or Jared McCann was a top 6 winger. They're doing more than that, proving me wrong right now. The pass that McCann had on that Kapanen goal was sick. Malkin and Crosby, for that matter, both scoring 5-on-5. It's really starting to come into their own with the Penguins. And, when you have Malkin and Crosby, you tend to only focus on one when one's doing good. And the other one's kind of you forget about. Not necessarily, but you know what I'm trying to say. But, like, Malkin is, lighting it up right now. But that's not to say that Crosby isn't. He's been, solid, steady pace as well. He had a great goal tonight. Now, of course, Zibanejad scored first for the Rangers. I'm going to be completely honest. I was just getting back from running errands, and I didn't even see it. And I'm not even going to try and attempt to, recap whatever happened in that goal because it doesn't matter. Because the Penguins scored 3 goals in the first period within 1 minute. Stellar. Worrisome, though, because this kind of happened against the Flyers the other night. And, we all know who that ended. The Flyers scored 4 unanswered and ended up winning in that game. And this one, though, Geno Machino, man, he finally gets on the score sheet in terms of goals. I know he's not a, offensive producer by any means on the defense, but it's good to see him get on the board. I thought Rodrigues played well on that play as well. I thought he had a good night overall in general. And then, as I mentioned, that 6 saucer pass from Kapanen to McCann, that was great. And then Crosby got a nice stretch pass from Letang, and it was a vintage little snapshot. Only Sidney Crosby can do those things. The Penguins were up 3-1 heading into the first intermission, and I was very happy with it, but I also saw this happen a couple nights ago with the Flyers, who was they're a better team than this. Thankfully the Penguins hold on with it, and I thought the Penguins did a very good job at shutting the door for the Rangers defensively. DeSmith didn't have to make a bunch of tough saves. I thought the Penguins played good tonight, and I also thought the Rangers played pretty bad tonight. There wasn't really many special teams in this. The Penguins did have a brief 5-on-3, which also the Rangers, if I was a Rangers fan, I wouldn't be happy because that happened right after the 3 goals that the Penguins scored in the first period. I thought Brian Dumoulin had a good game as well. I think he has a good game no matter what. He's just such a consistent player. He's the Brian Rust on defense in terms of consistency. And, this is his second game back from injury right now. It cannot be overlooked how important he is to this team defensively, especially on the penalty kill. The Penguins only had to kill 1 penalty, I think, tonight, but still, I just wanted to point that out there. I'm a huge fan of Brian Dumoulin, and I'm very happy we got him locked up to a pretty solid contract. And as I mentioned before, really impressing me with Rodrigues and Malkin in this game, and then, that's re-upped with Malkin scoring another 5-on-5 goal, and it was a sick play with him and Kapanen, and, that, I thought the McCann and Malkin chemistry was coming along very well. I'm also, thinking the Kapanen and Malkin chemistry is coming along really well. Those two are finding each other. Kapanen is perfect for Malkin in terms of his speed. And, Malkin's a great passer, too. He's not just a scorer. And I'm very excited for the future of them. Hopefully, McCann isn't hurt and he'll be able to get back in next game. Because that might be this Penguins' second line. And I think Zucker could move up either with Crosby and send, Russ down to the third line. I know that sounds crazy. He has 8 goals, but, you want that depth. The Penguins won 2016 Cups with Hagelin, Bonino, and Bill Kessel on the third line. One good player, good top 6 player. If McCann could continue to play the way he does, and same goes with Kapanen, one of those players will have to play on the third line. And whether it's Zucker, whether it's Russ, I think the Penguins are getting more depth due to the emergence of McCann and Kapanen. Speaking of that depth, Zach Aston-Reese scored as well. Was it in? Yes, it was. Was it a hand pass? No, it wasn't. It was reviewed real quick. That third line as well. They chip in goals when they need to. I would prefer if it was our fourth line. But, with the injuries that we have right now, I'm very happy with, the performance by Aston-Reese, Blueger, and Tanev, and they get on the board here tonight. Aston-Reese, man, he's scoring. And these aren't just lucky fluke goals. He's on a little bit of a run. He's scoring. He's getting to the dirty areas, and he's shooting the puck. And the goal he had the other night against Philly, he just shot it on net. And really what this game comes down to is that I think this is the potential that this team can be. And it's good because on the left side, or on the right side of the board, or my right, is the current state of the Penguins' upcoming schedule. That's what the intro segment was. Is that the Penguins are entering this month and the rest of the remaining schedule having not played the Buffalo Sabres or the New Jersey Devils, who are both, and excuse my French, they're both fucking terrible. Buffalo, oh my God, they're terrible this year. Taylor Hall, Jeff Skinner instances and whatever they're going through there. And the New Jersey Devils as well. We have not played those teams yet. We play them 8 times each, which is 32 points on the line there. Absolutely crazy. However, kind of on the unfortunate side, and the thing that I have on the right of the board here is that I'm kind of sick of playing the same teams. I said that as if I was playing. I'm not actually playing. I'm sick of watching the Penguins play other teams. It's getting to a point where it's, not that it's the same game, but it's the same storyline. You have your Battle of PA, you have Crosby versus Ovechkin, you have the Big Bad Bruins, the up-and-coming Rangers. You like my little Rangers logo, since I'm using it up here. And then the bad teams. And, it's not the same game every time, but it's the same team, obviously, the same teams, and you're missing out on a lot of this. I know you obviously can't do it because of COVID, but just from a fan's perspective, I'm starting to have a little bit of fatigue watching the same teams over and over again. I think you guys can attest to this too, especially against the Islanders, man. I'm so sick of playing that team. You miss out on a bunch of things, such as players returning. I can't tell you how much money I would spend to go to a Florida Panthers-Pittsburgh Penguins game to see the Patrick Hornquist tribute, and that's missed out on this year. Also, you miss those long road trips. Those are always the Father's Day trips. There's the California trip where they take on all 3 California teams. That boosts team chemistry, and, I'm not on the team, but I can, see that it's a lot different this year in terms of chemistry. Also, it's just new opponents. It's nice to play the Jets every once in a while. And again, I'm just sick of playing the same teams overall. My PFR question of the day relates on those lines. Are you happy that the Penguins are going to be playing these two for the majority of the rest of the season and hopefully stockpiling up as many points as they can get? Or are you, along with me, kind of just upset about the way that this schedule is starting to take its toll, playing the same teams over and over again? We play the Rangers again on Tuesday night, and then later on in this month, we'll finally get the Islanders series out of the way. Okay, the Penguins win this one 5-1 over the New York Rangers, and they're entering a stretch here against some tough, some teams that are definitely struggling. My 3 stars of the night are Malkin, Kapanen, and Rust. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Tell your friends, Penguins fan reactions as well. Doing whatever I can to, try and boost content here. Really appreciate you guys watching as always. That Penguins Iceberg video is up as well. I did a review on WandaVision as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next Tuesday for the Rangers. I'll probably post another video here sometime soon. Thank you, and I'll see you then.